Cheer. What is going on? Hopefully the audio is good. And clear and y'all can hear me. What is going on? Welcome to another episode of Brand Vision hosted by yours truly, your boy, Steph is dope. Hopefully I didn't move the camera too much just now. But yeah, your man Steph is dope. We are in here. Another stream. We are working, man. I tried to do my stream yesterday, and the audio was the audio was straight actually, but the for whatever reason the stream cut into like multiple pieces. Like it cut off on Twitter, and then it was in like 3 different videos on YouTube. So I want to make sure that I actually do this stream again and make sure that it's working properly. So and before I even continue with it, let me make sure I got the audio working properly. So let's double check that real quick. Let's just see. And before I even continue, all right, so the audio is working on that. All right, so that's good. So yeah, man. So episode 3 of Brand Vision. This is technically almost like episode 1. I feel like I'm starting fresh, man. The first 2 episodes. This is technically episode 3.5. The first episodes I think were dope, but when I was doing some of the screen share portion, the audio cut out on both of those, so I deleted those. And yesterday, for whatever reason, like I said, the stream cut into multiple pieces. So and that was actually pretty important to me too. So I want to make sure that I just I do this stream correctly, especially because a big part of this opening monologue that I wanted to do was honor the great Reverend Jesse Jackson. He passed away 2 days ago, so rest in peace to him. And I want to give much honor and respect to him, of course, for his legacy, all that he's done for Black people in America, people around the world, people of all races and religions. And these are some things that a lot of people might not know. But outside of his civil rights work and him being, Martin Luther King's successor, he did a lot of things on the geopolitical stage. He ran for president twice. And did a lot of things, man. So I definitely want to make sure that I big him up. And there's a reason why I want to speak about him in particular right now, because we don't have too many figures like that. And if you're watching the stream on Twitter, I appreciate you for tuning in, for tapping in. You can feel free to share it if you want. Feel free to share it and tap in that way. But yeah, man, I wanna big up Jesse Jackson. But before I do that, what I wanna do is read this article real quick. I wanna read this article. Hold on, let me just refresh the capture. So yeah, let's do that right there. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick so I can read this article. So the Reverend Jesse Jackson, who led the civil rights movement for decades after King, has died at 84 years old. This is from the AP, the Associated Press. So the Reverend Jesse L. Jackson, the protege of the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. and 2-time presidential candidate who led the civil rights movement for decades after the revered leader's assassination, died Tuesday. He was 84. As a young organizer in Chicago, Jackson was called to meet with King at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee, shortly before King was killed, and he publicly positioned himself thereafter as King's successor. Santita Jackson confirmed that her father, who had a rare neurological disorder, died at home in Chicago, surrounded by family. And it's one of the if you're gonna go out, that's the best you could ask for. And yeah, man, so I want to give a big up to him, man. He read the Rainbow Coalition, the Rainbow/Push Coalition, and really helped to, solidify Black pride in the community. And I want to give a salute to men like that. I got to give a salute to men like that, especially honorable Black men who are going to be leaving a very powerful and pivotal legacy, especially men like that. And I want to transition to, and this is building up to something, and I want you guys to kind of pay attention and walk with me, because I'm guiding you guys along, because I don't just only want to give him the respect that he deserves. I also want to kind of show you guys the bigger picture of what's going on here, because he may be the last civil rights icon that just passed away, right? So we just lost the last living member of a legendary era in American history, Black American history, Black international history. So that's a major loss within itself. But I came across a tweet a couple days ago after he passed. Shout out to the homie Dragonfly Jones. He had this tweet. It said, hold on real quick. It said, he said, the story with this pick is frying me, but let's read it real quick, right? So TMZ had the article, talking about Jesse Jackson passing away. But this dude, Mr. Wisconsin, he said, R.I.P. to a real hater. You still did a lot for black people. I'll never forget when you saw me with a do-rag on and you told me to take that shit off in public. And, like, if you look at his face, it's funny because, like, it looks like that was his face, like, right before he told that man to take that damn do-rag off. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what I said in the replies too, man. But shout out to the homie Dragonfly Jones. But the reason why I'm saying that is because it's a funny tweet. It is a very funny tweet. And he said RIP to a real hater because Jesse Jackson told him to take his do-rag off in public. But we need that. We need that voice. We need that black masculine voice that's going to tell you, hey, take that shit off. Tighten up. What are you doing? Like, there's a way you're supposed to carry yourself in the world. If you're at home in the privacy of your home among your family and whatever you're doing, yeah, the rules are going to be a little bit different. But when you're in public, the way that you carry yourself and the way that you represent yourself and your family name is very important. And having that, people talk about, oh, we gotta break the patriarchy or whatever they're talking about, dismantle the patriarchy. But the modern black community is not a patriarchy. Like, we just watched one of the major figures of black America just pass away. Like, the Western black community is not a patriarchy because how often, maybe in your personal life and whatever, but overall, culturally, it is not respected when a black man is going around telling folks, hey, take that shit off. Hey, tighten up. Hey, maybe we should do things a little bit different. Like, maybe we got certain, like there are rules and standard operating procedures of how we should go about doing things. And I feel like that era is far gone. Like, the fact that you would even be wearing a do-rag in public, and mind you, I've done it. I mean, I was kind of, when I did it, it was like on some like 90s type style or whatever. But even then, it didn't even go hard with the fit, if I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying? And if you know me, you know I put that shit on for real. But like that, it didn't really accentuate the fit in any meaningful way. You know what I'm saying? Plus I got these long, luscious locks. You know what I'm saying? But that's another conversation. But seriously though. Seriously. Like, how we carry ourselves is important. And it's funny because I wasn't even going to mention this. It just happened to pop up yesterday. But they got this do-rag show or whatever. Do-rag Man. Let me look it up real quick. Do-rag Man. Yeah. Let's share the script. Do-rag Man. I know you're somewhere on here. Do-rag Man. Disney. Alright? So there's a lot of controversy around this, about Captain Do-Rag, and this is his whole thing. And when I first saw it, I was like, okay, this is interesting. Especially, I'm a father of a 3-year-old boy, young man. And today's his picture day. He was super fresh too. I might post a pic. My dog was super fresh, you know what I'm saying? But either way. But yeah, like, I'm like, all right, Do-Rag Man, black children's show. As a black father, hey, that piques the interest. But I'm like, Do-Rag Man? I don't know, but we'll see. But like, I like to take mental notes and then I'll go back and see what's going on, right? But I didn't even have to really go back because the conversation around Captain Do-Rag, Captain Do-Rag, the conversation had already taken off because the young lady involved in it and how the whole creative team and all that came together, it just wasn't organic. Like, the people doing this type of stuff, it didn't come from an organic place to the point where now you can put something like Do-Rag Man on when you really shouldn't even be outside in a do-rag. A do-rag is to protect your hairstyle so that when you do go out, you're fresh. Like, that's what it's about. But I don't even want to get too off of the topic. Because the main point that I'm making here is that the archetype of the patriarchal black leader still exists, but it's not respected anymore. No one's looking at, like, when a black man is saying something and he has an opinion on something and feels that something should be done a certain way, we're not going to act like people are falling in line immediately and following his leadership and his guidance and his. We're not going to act like that, bro. That's just not what it is. Like, that's just not what it is. And there's something else that I wanted to, on that point, I want to discuss just how much the culture has actually shifted so you can really see it in real time. Because I came across this thread and it was real. It was a very real thread. So I'm going to read this for you guys real quick. So the thread says, Jesse Jackson's passing is significant because he's the last of African American leaders representing a community that no longer exists. The idea of a church-based, strongly male, somewhat top-down African American community still occupies popular imagination, but it isn't really true anymore. And I'll just start with that. There's more, and I'm going to continue, but just off that alone, like, that's true. Like, that generation of leader for real that represents the community is gone. On a personal level, maybe in your local community, yeah, and on the main stage, you got like Al Sharpton or whatever who like, but on a real life level, that's not respected. And then he said the idea of a church-based, bro. This movie came out with Kelly Rowland and Method Man a couple weeks ago. And I haven't seen it yet. I want to check it out. Shout out to Method Man. Shout out to Kelly Rowland. Big Lifetime fans of both of them. But somebody's critique of the film was, oh, it was like, they said it was Christian propaganda. And the comments were just like, a bunch of people like, oh, that's what it is. I don't want to watch that. And this is a black movie for black people. And you got black people saying, because it has a Christian faith-based storyline, they don't want to watch it. They're no longer interested. And that to me is crazy. Because it's like, what are we doing here? Even if you don't like it, you know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't you? Maybe there's other parts of the storyline that are interesting. And like, how much were we inundated with all types of degenerate content, like from black content creators and producers and directors and writers and whatever. And I never see anybody. I mean, well, there actually are some complaints, but for the most part, like, bro, people like, what's that show, P-Valley? Bro, I've never watched a full episode of that. But niggas love shows like P-Valley and like, oh, Baddies, you know what I'm saying? Baddies on Tubi or whatever. Niggas love content like that. But like, you got a faith-based show with Kelly Rowland's talented, fine ass, and Method Man, legendary rapper and actor. But the Christian storyline is where you gotta draw the line. Like, come on, bro, that's crazy. If it had a Christian storyline and it was like ass, all right, I understand that, because like, don't inundate me with religious messaging or any kind of messaging if the product you're delivering me is gonna be ass, because at that point this is just propaganda. If you're gonna give me propaganda, hey, give me some sauce. You know what I'm saying? Give me some sauce with it. I can still say it's propaganda, but at least make my time watching it worth it. You know what I'm saying? And we're not even gonna discuss the strongly male part, because nobody really respects the strong black male archetype. They respect it from a utility standpoint. If you can be used to carry something, build something, do something, defend something, avenge something, then yeah, that's when they respect the strong black male. They need you to, you know what I'm saying? Hey, they need a running back. You know what I'm saying? They need an O-line. Oh yeah, we love all that. But like the mentally strong, principled, disciplined black man, we're not going to act like that's what the archetype that is respected and admired is. Like, that's just what it is, right? So he kind of goes on more about that. You can check out the thread if you want. It's by Ruben Rodriguez. You know, you can see his whole at right here. But I find that it's completely true. And this is the perfect segue into the next part of our conversation, to the next part of the show, which is, you already know the vibes, man. We're going to bring it over to the culture breakdown, because it's time to do the culture breakdown. So let's get into it. And I know y'all like the little the upgrades to the design for the segments. Like, yeah, man, like the show is growing and evolving, man. So a couple days ago, this roundtable video came out featuring Clifton Powell and a few other black men in the space, creators and guys that are doing their thing. And straight black men, LGBT black men. I think literally, like, there was like a gay black dude, a woman who is the whole trans situation, and a couple other things. And they're just having a black male conversation, doing their thing. And I saw it, and with Colin Powell's passing and that tweet that I said, that kind of breakdown, it was a perfect example of just how much the culture has shifted and where it is now. So what I want to do, let me pull up the tweet right now with the roundtable video, because I want to break this down. So let's get into it. I'm going to run it back, so let's pull it up. Hopefully y'all can see it right here. So I'm going to run it back a bit, and I'm going to turn the audio up so y'all can hear it.
But go ahead. So the one thing that I just want to talk about in Luke, make sure I say the name right, crop this part out. Okay. What Luke brought up was like accountability. Like, yes, we can talk about, what our families did to us, all this, all that, but eventually, and I know why people try and say this, and I really don't like that, but eventually comes a point where you have to decide, how do I want to live my life? I ain't talked to my daddy in 6 years. I don't give a fuck about what my family has gone through. I know where I will go. So it's like, you can only say that for so long. Black women are...
All right, so he said he hadn't spoken to his daddy in 6 years. He don't give a F what his family's been through. And he knows what he's going to go through. So that's like 3 red flags in the conversation to pay attention to right there. Because you haven't spoken to your pops in 6 years. There's obviously... that's obviously a fractured relationship. So that is something. He's obviously a gay dude. No issue, no homophobia to the gay dudes, but I'm sure that also probably plays a part into the whole thing. And as we very well know, a lot of gay black men, they see heterosexual black men as the enemy. Obviously not all. I shouldn't even have to do the not all. I have friends that are homosexual, those are my guys, so it's not always hate and whatever in between, but there's a lot of, especially online in the black internet space, there's a tons of animosity from gay black men towards straight black men. And it's like not to mention animosity between black women and black men, but gay black men and black women, it's like there's this animosity, like straight black men, heterosexual black men are the enemy. So there's this divide. So you can already see that's kind of the conversation. But the second thing he says is, or the third thing he says is, I know where I will go. So you ain't spoke to your dad in 6 years. You don't give a F what your family's been through, and you said you know where you will go. So it's like, all right, like that's like just selfishness. Like, yo, I don't F with my pops. I don't care what my family's been through. I don't even care about the context of whatever created me and who I am and how I am. And all I'm caring about is what I'm going to go through. And then he says a couple other things too. So let me run it back a bit.
Go. So it's like, you can only say that for so long. Black women are tired, and kind of like putting onto them like, hey, like you didn't do this entirely, because everybody in here, several people have talked about like, going to counseling. Have that upon yourself. Stop waiting for a woman to tell you what you need to do. Take that upon yourself.
Let me address that real quickly for me.
All right, so he says black women are tired, and black men need to take it upon ourselves to go to therapy and whatever, and don't wait for a black woman to tell us what to do. Man, that's what I'm saying. You can't say that the black community, especially in America, is a patriarchy. Because where in a patriarchy would you ever hear someone say, stop waiting for black women to tell you what to do? in what patriarchy is a woman telling a man what to do in regard to anything? You know what I'm saying? So like, what are we talking about? What are we even talking about here?
I didn't know fucking how to
Can I say one more thing? No, I have to say this.
He cuts him off. Clifton let him speak. Clifton's trying to say his piece. He cuts him off. So let's note that.
Because another thing that happens is too, you live your life for so long, and I'm not meaning no disrespect by
It's
this.
all right to say it, bro.
But when
Clifton says, hey, homie says, I don't mean no disrespect. Clifton says, it's all right. Just say it, bruh. Because man to man, bro, you ain't got to give me no precursor. Say what you're saying, because we're speaking here as men. It doesn't even matter if you're gay. We're speaking here as men. You know what I'm saying? Say what you got to say, bruh. If you're gay, say it doesn't matter, bro. Say what you got to say. You ain't got to interject and give me no, bro. Clifton Powell's trying to give that man respect from man to man, bro.
you hit
They're different generations, different affiliations, but the respect is still there.
your 60s and your 70s, meaning no disrespect by
It's all
this.
right to say it, bro.
But when you hit your 60s and your 70s, I want to be right.
Okay, but let me.
I want to live my life right. I want someone to take care of me.
Okay, and as you see, Clifton's trying to speak now. He gave that brother 2 opportunities to speak and get his piece out and land his plane, and now he's trying to speak. And let's watch what happens.
Protect me, and that's what a lot of women have
Because
issues
I'm living
with.
it right the fuck now.
As I said,
Listen to
I
what
said
I'm
60s and 70s.
Let me say this.
Y'all overtalk
I'm
me.
gonna fucking overtalk you because
The nigga who just overtalked him is saying, "Don't overtalk me." All right.
Fucking
But you're not going to disrespect me.
You don't know what the fuck you
Oh,
talking
I
about.
am. I do.
Love it.
I do.
You don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Oh, I do.
You can't
I do. I do.
know it, nigga.
I do.
I'm good. You don't know what the fuck you.
And that's what I'm saying, man. Like, the OGs aren't even getting the opportunity to speak, especially the real OGs who want to speak directly man to man. He's trying to say some man to man shit and provide some elder wisdom because he's listening to this gay black man who was younger than him, could damn near be his grandson. So he's like 2 generations younger. He's giving him the opportunity to speak and express himself, and homie's not even giving that respect in return. And now we got a bunch of rah-rah yelling and, you know what I'm saying? And we got referees stepping in.
Fuck out of here. I'm living. You can't tell me what the fuck I'm living, nigga. I'm living it right now. You cannot fix no shit that you don't even know what's happening.
I think there's a misunderstanding.
No, but he's generalized. You can't. No, listen, bro. Let me stop. This is what it is. Let's get to the truth of this shit. You can't fix no shit unless you meet somebody who is on another level to help you elevate to understand. I'm not indicting anybody. I'm telling you what the shit is. You can't.
And I do kind of disagree with him on that. One thing I said, I listen to my elders. I listen to especially the wise elders who have accomplished things that I want to accomplish and are just real honorable dudes. When they speak, I listen. If you're listening and you're watching this, one of my guys, you already know. When y'all speak, I listen. I put the action in. I put the work in, and I've seen the results of that. So that's why. And then they listen to me and they respect me because they see that I have intelligence, I've got skills, I've got ideas and creativity, and I'm dope as hell. You know what I'm saying? Which is what they tell me. I believe I'm dope as hell, but I believe it and it's affirmed because the men in my network and in my community, hopefully the camera's back up and we good. They also respect me. They respect me and they tell me I'm dope. That's how this conversation start most of the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there needs to be that mutual respect between the generations, the super OGs, the OGs, and you know what I mean? The younger generation, man. We got to bridge that gap, man. And we got to have that mutual respect first.
Fix some shit that you don't know about, bro.
Yeah.
And I mean, to the point where he was saying, a lot of OGs, a lot of their problem is, especially in the black community, they're not able to articulate themselves in the most eloquent way. And they got some real knowledge and wisdom, but they're passionate and they got a lot to say. But you gotta give them time to hear what they're saying. And he's saying that you don't know something unless you have somebody to teach you. For his generation, that probably is the case, and that's why you got to give them a lot of grace. But for our generation, especially me, which is kind of why I disagree, like, bro, I'm on the internet all day. I got my phone, I got my laptop, I got tablets. If I don't know something, I'm researching it. I'm Googling it. I'm using Grok. I'm using Chat GPT. I'm using Anthropic. I'm using whatever to figure out. I'm using YouTube all day to figure out how I can learn. I'm buying courses. I'm joining communities. Like whatever I need to do, however much I need to pay to learn whatever I need to learn, I'll pay for that. And these guys are talking about therapy. That's a whole other conversation. We can discuss that. But yeah.
And then you get there at 69 or 70 and say, I thought I was being loved all the time. That's what our parents have gone through, and that's why we all so fucked up right now.
You asked, how do we love black women? Yeah. That's right here. Trust black women and listen to black women because they know more than we do.
So I think this person is trans, like from woman to man. And he's saying, listen to black, but I want to run it back.
And that's why we all so fucked up right now.
You asked, how do we love black women? Yeah. That's right here. Trust black women and listen to black women because they know more.
All right, trust black women, listen to black women. This is how we love black women. Hey, all that sounds very good, right? I hear it. I feel it like, yo, much respect to all that. But that's how you know this isn't a patriarchy. Because patriarchal societies are not having conversations about how to love their women. I mean, you should love your women, but that's just not something that they're talking about. Like men of other communities, for the most part, especially ones that are trying to build and advance, the majority of their conversations are based around, all right, building. What do you do? I do this. All right, let's link up. Let's build a team of people so we can make some stuff happen, whether it be some money stuff, infrastructural stuff, ideas, concepts, research, science, sports, fitness. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, these are the things that we should be focusing on and building on. We not those, like the round tables in patriarchal societies are about doing higher level shit. Like you don't discuss this type of shit until you like this is like leisurely conversation. Black folks, especially black men, don't have time for leisurely conversation. And then I also want to say too, like, yo, I got a lot of black women in my life that I love and that, yo, gang all day, you know what I'm saying? But just saying trust black women that's not a thing. Like, I can see you're pushing an agenda here, you know what I'm saying? Because you would never see a round table of black women saying, yeah, love black men, trust black men. What do we need to do to assist black men? I haven't seen it. I don't see high quality content roundtables like that. You know what I'm saying? That would be dope to see. I don't know if I'd buy it. I don't know if I believe it, but it'd be cool to see. Like, all right, cool. I appreciate the olive branch. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, what are we doing?
And we do what it is that they need.
I don't think that's true either. There's a lot of black women who don't know how to love.
Listen to black women because they know more than we do what it is that they need.
I don't think that's true either. There's a lot of black women who don't know how to love.
I'm not talking about what they know how to love. I'm saying what they need as far as the reproduction.
I get that.
That's what we're talking about right now. Also, if we're going to use our privilege and power as men in society, how do we show up and be?
I don't think that is true either. You're saying like they know what they need and whatever. I mean, look at the state of black society, not just in America, but internationally. I mean, not to get too political or whatever. Hey, everybody has the right to live their life, choice, pro-choice, whatever you want to do. But the amount of abortions and divorces and dysfunction in the community, that doesn't tell me that, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knows what they need. Honestly, we probably need to take shit back to arranged marriages, especially in the black community. We need to take, but that's an entire other conversation.
Accountable, like you said.
Come on.
The one thing that I just want
that clip, but there's something else that he also said too. Cause like he actually brought up how we need to dismantle the patriarchy and this and that, and we need to check our privilege and whatever. And that's how I know these conversations are not serious. Like, these are not serious conversations, because what kind of privilege are we talking about? What privilege are we really talking about? Like they're talking about male privilege. Whatever they describe as male privilege, black men do not benefit from. Like, when people talk about black male privilege and they really believe it, I know they suffer from mental illness, because you can't be a sane, healthy person and believe in that. Because like literally, I just came across a video yesterday of, pardon me, of a black man. This had to be like the 50s, 60s. He was falsely accused of unaliving this lady in Dallas, Texas. He was at home with his girlfriend, pregnant girlfriend. The baby she gave birth to the baby like the next day or the next week or something like that. He was at home with her, and they just grabbed him up, accused him of the crime. They had him in there, finessed and finagled him into giving them a confession. And after he gave the confession, he immediately recanted it, because like they like tricked him into saying it, and they executed this dude, literally. And then the reason why the story came up is because they exonerated him, I believe a couple days ago or last week. So he was exonerated after his death, and his son went to the whole ceremony, and his son's there crying, and his son is like in his 50s, 60s, 70s. Yeah, like in his 70s, yeah. So he's elderly now, crying like a baby because he misses his father. And so a black man lost his father due to the criminal justice system, and then they're gonna sit here and tell you that black men have privilege. Like, bro, the amount of crimes and injustices committed against the black community, of course, but black men specifically. And like the reason why you can't say black men have privilege, this is the main point, there's no arguing with this singular point right here, is because black people are minorities in a majority white country, right? So we are a society within a society, but we are not the dominant society within this society, right? So being that we are not the dominant society, the way that humanity works is military-aged males, or men in general, boys, men, teenagers, whatever, particularly a military age, they are a threat to opposing societies. Now, we obviously live within America, but with America's complex racial, ethnic history, and slavery and Jim Crow and Reconstruction and civil rights and crack era and all, we see what's going on. And black men suffered indescribably through all of those eras. Now, black women also suffered, but being men, being boys, black men were targeted specifically harshly, because black men of all societies, of all races, are the ones who lead revolutions, who lead revolts. They fight back, they plan, they act like these are the soldiers. For the overwhelming majority, it has never been even 50-50 soldiers and like men and women soldiers. Like, that's just not what it is. And that's not what it's been throughout history, especially in America. And we were just talking about Jesse Jackson, who just passed away, civil rights leader, right? Like Jesse Jackson, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers. I mean, the Black Panthers, Huey Newton, Marcus Garvey. Like, the list goes on, right? How many of them were attacked and assassinated and jailed wrongfully? Now, of course, these things happen to women like Assata Shakur and others. But if we do the math, black men have taken the brunt of racial violence in America and around the world. So when someone is telling you that black men have privilege, they're pushing an agenda, and they're pushing a false narrative, and that has to be addressed, and people got to think about that. And the fact of the matter is, and my overall point is this, is that these kind of conversations, if you're a productive black man, and let me just be real about it, if you're a heterosexual productive, intelligent, skillful, creative, straightforward, ambitious black man, you are an alien in the black community. You are something different. You are apart. You are seen as an enemy. You are seen as the big bad boogeyman, and damn near everything is your fault. Like, that's just the reality. That's just the reality of what it is. And so if that is the case, then you got to make moves. You got to do what you got to do. There's no time for having these conversations anymore, because all they want to do is complain about how everything's your fault. If you're old and you're in your 50s and your 60s, then everything that's wrong with the black community is your fault and you got to fix it. Even though no one's going to listen to what you're saying, and how you think and operate is problematic, and you should be like these people. But meanwhile, they've been the ones who've been in charge. It hasn't been really, especially over the last 20, 30, 40 years, it hasn't been the Jesse Jackson type of dudes who've been leading the community. It hasn't been those type of guys. It hasn't been the straight heterosexual forward-thinking black man who's leading the community. Those men are ostracized. Those men are deemed bad guys and the enemy. And that is a big part of why the black community is the way that it is. Because the people who could actually solve the problems and know what to do and have a plan and have a strategy and have the network and the infrastructure in place to actually fix things are seen as the enemy. Like, you're seen as the weakest link. All right, well then, nigga, if I'm the weakest link, fuck y'all. Why would I be around y'all? Like, and if my presence is that problematic, all right, deuces. I'll holler at y'all later. Actually, nah, I see y'all when I see y'all, if I see y'all. And I don't even want to see y'all. And that doesn't mean, oh, you hate being black. Like, nah, the funny thing about it is, the type of man that I'm describing, like myself and others who are part of my network and part of my this unofficial fraternity, are very serious people who love being black, and we know what our people are capable of if we have the right environment and the right development and the right things in place, and we follow the operating procedures, which we know what to do. Because when it comes down to it, success is a system, bro. Everything is a system. Everything has rules and orders and things that you do to get the results that you want. I talk about this all the time, but Scott Adams, a friend and colleague, followed me on Twitter for like 10 years, passed away a couple weeks ago. He wrote a book, and he in the book, the quote says, "Goals are for losers, systems are for winners." And one of my OGs, shout out to my guy Pratik, he reminded me of this quote: "Goals are for losers, systems are for winners." Now, Pratik is a guy who's in his 50s. He's an older dude. Now, mind you, he's not black. He's an Indian dude, but he's one of the OGs that I respect. And I respect him too because he's got a lot of, he's been welcomed in part of the black community in his own way in a lot of ways, because like he's been in the game working with a lot of heavy hitters, and he's like that's the homie. You know what I'm saying? But I got other black mentors like him that I listen to and I respect, because I see the wisdom and the experience they possess, and their lives reflect that. All right, cool. Like, if you do what you're supposed to do, you can live the type of life you're supposed to live. And that is how successful black men think. But the thing about it is, successful black men who have that mindset are ostracized and ignored, and they know what to do. And the problem is that once they're successful and they follow the rules and their strategy worked and their system gave them the results that they knew it would, now everyone looks at them like, well, why don't you come fix this? Why don't you come and, lead us? Bitch, nigga, you're not following nobody with sense. You know what I'm saying? You're following the goofy shit. You're following the stupid shit. You're following the loser shit. You don't want to follow the shit that actually wins. You don't want to boss up for real. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams, man. You know what I mean? I got to give him his props. But in my opinion, I mean, I don't even have to say this. Shout out to CGA. But if you go back through my content for years, for over a decade, I'm really just, you know what I'm saying, really getting into making more videos and streaming and all that. But I've been writing on Twitter forever telling y'all to boss up. We got to boss up. Mentally, financially, spiritually, you know what I'm saying? Like, physically, all that, bro. We got to boss up. And, like, all these conversations and these round tables are a waste of time. I'm not having no round table. What are we talking about, bro? You trying to get some money? You're trying to build some shit? You're trying to do some shit? You want to start some shit? All right, let's do that. But if we not talking about that, nigga, fuck out of here. Pardon my French. And y'all let me know. I'm like, I want to keep it clean, you know, because I want people to be able to listen to this or watch this around their kids and ride in the car. I want to have a podcast version where you could, you know, listen to in the car, listen in the gym. But, you know, sometimes it gets a little bit passionate. So let me know if you prefer it with cursing, without cursing, because I'm just being unfiltered right now. I'm just being raw, being real. But let me know in the chat or whatever if you prefer it without any profanity. But yeah, man, like, this is real stuff, man. This is real stuff, man. So I want to leave it like that, man. Like, yo, if you were, this ain't no homophobia. This ain't no misogyny. Because, like I said, I got homies that are gay. I got business partners and clients that are gay black men. And we trying to get to this bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you want to talk about that? You want to build some shit? You want to do some shit? Nigga, let's build some shit. Let's make some money. Let's make it happen. I don't care if you're a gay black dude. I don't care if you're a black woman. I don't care if you're white, Latino, Indian. I don't care, bro. If you want to do some shit and build some shit and make it happen, you are part of my tribe. And that is where we are right now. Like, yo, I'm building I got a pretty solid tribe, an amazing tribe full of amazing people. Honestly, as I think about it right now, I'm so grateful. Thank you, God, because I'm so blessed to know the people that I know and to have them in my life and call them friends and colleagues and mentors and partners, because they're amazing people. And I'm so thankful for them because I've been around the types like the ones at the round table. I've been around all the super woke, pro-black, quote-unquote black folks, and these niggas have stolen from me. These niggas have robbed me. These niggas have embezzled from my businesses. These niggas have gotten on the internet and lied on my name and tried to tarnish my spotless reputation. I don't fuck with y'all, man. I don't fuck with y'all at all, bro. At all. I'm only fucking with people who are part of my tribe, bro. Yo, productive, intelligent black men. If you're on your grind, you want to build something, you want to start businesses, like, bro, you have ideas you want to execute on. I don't care what your race, ethnicity, what your sex is. I don't care about none of that, bro. Let's make some fly shit and let's change the world and build a legacy and be excellent and be top performers, man. Let's be top performers. I look at the game of life as exactly that. The game of life. How well can you play it? How often can you win? How many rings can you accumulate, man? Like, that's really what I'm talking about here. Like, I want to win at the game of life, and I want a tribe full of winners, man. That's my winner circle, bro. That's how I'm on it, bro. I don't have time for no round tables about loser shit and propaganda. So I talked enough about that. I want to move on to the next thing, which is actually a perfect segue, because we're talking about, playing the game of life. So let's get into the sports playbook. Sports playbook time. Let's get into it, man. All right. And before I continue, if you want to support the show, as you know, I got the Cash App right there. Cash App, Steph is dope. If you want to support, I'm buying new equipment. I'm buying more gear. I'm investing in the business. So yeah, man. And also too, listen, as you can see, the show is fully branded and very well branded. If you need help producing your own content, producing your own show, developing your website, developing your business, developing your brand, the show is called Brand Vision. That's what we're doing here. So if you want to develop your brand, develop your content, develop your business, develop your ideas, let's make it happen. I'm actually offering right now only 5 spots right now, but 45 minutes. You jump on a call with me. We will literally define what your brand is. We will create content for the next 90 days, give you 3 months of content, really dial in what your brand is and make sure that everything's on point so that you got an actual 3-month runway to execute and monetize your brand, man. So if you're interested in that, yo, click the link. It's on my profile. I'll probably have it in the description too, and we'll take it from there, man. But so for the sports playbook right now, what happened recently is Kevin Durant, his DMs recently leaked, and I want to be a little bit delicate about this one right here, man, because I got a homie who was in the group chat with him. Shout out to my guy Biz, man. My guy Biz was in there, and Biz is top 5 Twitter accounts. Big shout out to Biz. Like, good energy, great basketball tweets, great music tweets. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. But KD's DMs leaked, so I want to make sure that we can kind of go through some of this right here. So a bunch of them leaked. I don't know if I'll be able to find all of them, but I want to discuss them for a bit. So this first one, it says, "I miss James, man." Talking about James Harden. That's a good nigga. Slightly delusional, but I understand him. Hilarious. The next one is that pick disproved it though. That's the point. I wouldn't say Kai was competing with me, but that light skin and that triple-double cocaine bear was. So Kai's talking about Kyrie Irving. He's saying that Kyrie wasn't competing with him, but he's saying that Steph was competing with him, and Steph being a light skin and the triple-double cocaine bear is Russell Westbrook, and he said those two are competing with him. Now I got an issue with this. My issue, first of all, triple-double cocaine bear is the funniest shit ever. That is the funniest shit ever. It is hilarious. You can't tell me that's not funny as hell. That is funny as hell. Katie is hilarious. But my issue is with the light skin comment, not because I have an issue with the term light skin. Hey, I don't care about that. But he's talking about Steph. Steph is a warrior. That was Steph's team. So I don't think Steph is competing with you. Steph is, first of all, Steph already beat you. He had already beat you before he joined the team. So there's that. He wasn't competing. In my opinion, Steph was establishing dominance. Because, bro, I'm speaking from Steph's point of view as another Steph. He's probably thinking, all right, I fuck with KD. Grim, you know what I'm saying? Slim Reaper. Greatest scorer, damn near, statistically, of all time. Basketball legend, right? But, nigga, I'm Steph. Nigga, I'm a legend too. I done already won. I beat you. This is my team, nigga. So yeah, I'm a ball out. Cause I'm here to compete. And I had to compete because I gotta let you know this is my team. And welcome to the team, cause you a hooper. And if you can help me win, let's win. But, nigga, this is my team. This is, you know what I'm saying? I'm him. It's me, then you, then Clay and Draymond and whoever else. Really, nigga, it's me, then Clay, then Draymond, then you. And if you thought you were gonna come here and be the big dog, why would you think that? Doesn't make any sense at all. This is my team. I've already won. I'm the golden boy, and not just because I'm light skinned. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking, like I said, I'm speaking from Steph's perspective. But I'm the winner here. Matter of fact, you came here because you wanted to win. So yeah, it's a competition. And then once we assess that I'm the big dog and you're here to help the big dog. Because, you're a big dog too, but obviously I'm a bigger dog. I was a bigger dog then, and I'm a bigger dog now. So be a big dog, help the bigger dog get some more rings, and let's eat. And that's just what it is, man. And why am I even saying this? I'm saying this because, one, the DMs are hilarious. There's like an infinite amount of them that are just all fun. Like, they're all funnier than the next. And KD, I think, is a funny dude. I found out KD was born a day before me, and that was crazy to me. But it wasn't that crazy because, like, the reason why I even looked it up is because I'm like, yo, this nigga's funny. He reminds me of me. He's hilarious. Come to find out, born literally the day before me. So that's funny. But why am I saying this? I'm saying this because, what did I say, man? I said earlier that sports are like life. I look at sports the same way I look at life, because it is a game of life. We want to be top performers. We want to be the best of the best. We want to be champions. And part of that is being a winner yourself, but you got to be very good. You got to be excellent on your own, right? And then when you're joining a team, you want to make sure that you're joining a team of excellent people as well. And everybody should be excellent and working together. But in every team, there's a clear leader. And sometimes you'll be the leader of that team. And if you're the leader of that team, then you need to be the top performer and leading your team to the championship every time. That needs to be your mindset. But if you're not the leader of the team, your mindset needs to be, how can I bring the most value to this organization to help us get chips? And damn, that's a fire double entendre. That's why you watching right now, because the shit is fire. You know what I'm saying? But no, like, real talk though. Real talk. Oh shit, was I even sharing my screen? I need to run it back actually. Let me try this so you can actually share my screen, man. So you can see the tweet that I'm talking about. So this is the tweet that I'm talking about. Right here. Right? So this is where he's talking about Steph Curry and Draymond Green. And it really is like, no. Like, if you're part of the team, how can you help the team get chips? Get championships and get chips, like, yo, get some paper. Get some real, like, bread. Like, that needs to be the intention at all times. Like, be the leader. If you're the leader, be the leader. And if you're not the leader, understand that you're not the leader, but understand that your role is just as valuable on the team, in the organization, and the goal should always be to win, bro. One thing I hate about office politics, and I remember, damn, hopefully I didn't mess up the mic, but I remember, and this whole conversation really all goes well together, because I was just talking about all those super woke people that I work with. Like, when I had my I still got my company, New Airbnb, but when I had them on the team on New Airbnb, I had all these super woke people who were on the team. They had all the gender pronouns, and that's all well and good. Identify however you want to identify. I ain't gonna hate on it. But when I saw that their focus was more on, like, gender identity representation than building a business that was gonna win and make us all a lot of money, I was like, oh, you niggas are crazy. I was like, oh, like you don't even care about being of value to the organization. You care about your own little individual agenda, what you care about. And that's not to dismiss you as a person, but if what your agenda doesn't assist in the winning of our organization, there's nothing for us to talk about. Like, if what you care about supersedes the benefit of the overall victory of the team, there's nothing for us to talk about. And like that was what I learned when I started my company. I hired a bunch of super woke ass, conscious ass, quote unquote black folks who really weren't, because they stole money, they lied on me. So like that's a lesson for you too. Like, bruh, that's a whole nother stream in itself, to be honest. But listen, man, we're trying to be winners here. Let's win. Let's focus on how we can win and be of value to ourselves and to our organizations. And that's what it's about, man. So, yeah, man. And like, that's how I look at myself and I assess everything. How can we win? How can we create the right culture? How can we have the right systems in place to ensure that we win? When I'm working with a client, I have a system in place to deliver. So I provide a variety of services. I edit videos. I design logos. I develop brands. I design and develop websites and digital presences. I do all these things. In the beginning, when I did them, I was like, all right, I know how to do it. And people would pay me, and then I would do it. And I would deliver something awesome for them. But my process was all over the place, right? There was nothing really solid. It wasn't systemized. But when I systemized my delivery process to delivering logos and branding and brand guides and completing websites and delivering podcasts or video edits or delivering graphics or whatever that may be, when I put a system in place, I got even better results because there was no way for me to not get good results because that was the system I had in place. If you're driving somewhere and you put it in your GPS and you follow the GPS directions step by step, and if they're accurate, up-to-date directions, there's no, unless you fuck up, unless there's an accident, it is gonna be impossible for you not to arrive at your destination sooner or later. And that's what I had to implement into my business, into my personal life as well too. Like, yo, when I get up in the morning, I get up, I say my prayers, I do my little meditation, I read my Bible, then I get ready and I go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? And each day I'm doing a different workout, wrap it up with some cardio. Like, I have a system in place for my morning, for my fitness, for how I produce this show, for how I deliver work for my clients, for how I run my other businesses and side projects. I have systems for how I raise my son. Like, all these things, man. So listen, I want to wrap it up like this. If you need help with anything, I would love to help you build your systems, help you build your business, help you build your podcast, help you build your website, help you build your whatever you're doing. I'd love to be of value and provide assistance that way. And yeah, man, peace and love, much respect, and let's all be high performers. Let's all focus on performing at a high level. Let's focus on being excellent. And that's the most important thing. When I wake up in the morning, man, I want to be excellent on a daily basis, man. On a day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out basis. I want to be excellent, man. So that's how we doing it. I appreciate y'all. This has been really, I guess, if hopefully everything worked out properly and the stream didn't break and up in like multiple pieces or whatever. But this is technically episode 3.5 of Brand Vision, but we'll just officially episode 1. Hopefully it worked out well. And yeah, I appreciate y'all. Much love. If you need help with anything, I got links in the description for the website to book a call if you want. And I will catch y'all later, man. Peace.